Hertz hitches its brand to the Tesla rocket ship, and the Chicago Blackhawks play a sexual misconduct case completely wrong. I'm Jeff Beer, and this is Fast Company's brand hit miss of the week. This week's miss goes to the Chicago Blackhawks. Thanks to the excellent investigative reporting of Rick Westhead and Katie Strang at Canada's sports network TSN, the NHL team was forced to commission an investigation into the management of allegations back in 2010 against former video analysis coach Brad Aldrich of sexual harassment and misconduct with a player. The investigation by the law firm Jenner & Block concluded this week that, quote, nothing was done by senior leaders in Blackhawks coaching and management in 2010 to take any action. That inaction, as well as neither informing the NHL or local law enforcement of the accusations, had significant lasting effects. According to the investigation's findings, Aldrich later made a sexual advance toward a Blackhawks intern during the Stanley Cup celebrations later that same year, but he was allowed to resign from his position after the season, with a Stanley Cup ring no less, and would go on to hold a number of other jobs in hockey, including at colleges and high schools, with job references from the Blackhawks. In 2013, Aldrich pleaded guilty to having sexual contact with a minor while he was volunteering as a high school coach in Michigan, and he remains on the state's sex offender registry because of that conviction. For the Blackhawks as a brand, this is far from over. The organization this week accepted the resignation of GM Stan Bowman, and the fallout is sure to continue. It's going to take a lot of work rebuilding relationships with players and fans to convince them that the organization won't meet any future similar challenges with that same deafening silence. This week's hit goes to Hertz. On Monday, rental car company Hertz announced it had placed an order for 100,000 Tesla vehicles, which would boost its electric vehicles to about 20% of its global rental fleet. Now, a lot of the headlines were about how this deal boosted Tesla stock by over 13%, taking its market cap across the $1 trillion mark for the first time ever. But here's an old school car rental brand that hasn't had a cultural moment since O.J. Simpson was running through airports, making a move that immediately put it in the midst of the cultural conversation around innovation. Hertz further cashed in on the moment by simultaneously launching a new ad campaign starring Tom Brady and a few Teslas, of course, touting the brand's new and improved commitment to electric vehicles. I spoke to Van Graves, the executive director at the VCU Brand Center, about what a savvy move this was for Tesla as a brand. He said, "You're really putting a Tesla in more people's hands and giving them a chance to get used to a level of technology and comfort maybe they're not used to having. You've just opened the door and made every Hertz a Tesla showroom." Now that brand halo works both ways. Maybe this is just further evidence of a streetwear strategy moving into the automotive market. But instead of a limited edition Adidas VW or Paul Smith Land Rover, this is two related brands giving each other a boost in different ways. An automotive version of Supreme Champion, perhaps, which starting back in 2010 completely reinvigorated the latter apparel maker. As Graves told me, if this was about just another automotive brand, no one would really care. But because Tesla is a brand that takes risks and is willing to take risks and has the swagger to do it, it's a win-win for both companies. Just don't expect Elon Musk to be running through the airport anytime soon. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. To see more weekly videos about the best and worst in brands and marketing, hit the like and subscribe button.